Hi guys, have you ever bought a Gibson and had terrible tuning issues and you're at your wit's end as to how to fix the tuning issues because you can barely use the guitar? Well, I'm that guy and I've tried everything. There's very few videos that I have where I'm playing this. This is a Les Paul Tribute and I bought this a few years ago because I thought, I've never owned a Les Paul before, and I thought, you know, I've always wanted to have one, especially this kind of gold top. It's beautiful. This kind of gold top vintage style look. But ever since having it, I can barely use it because it just does not stay in tune. I've had comments before saying to put lead in the nut, trying all different things with the nut, new tuners. At the end of the day, I don't want to do that because I bought a guitar. Every Fender that I've ever bought is just a workhorse, you know, straight away. Never had to do any alterations other than like minimal setup. And it seems as though this is a really, really common issue. And a lot of people with kind of Gibsons or, you know, Epiphones and similar have a lot of tuning issues, and it's down to the fact of the angle of the neck, supposedly. But I've tried as much as I can. But I've just recently bought a String Butler, and you may have seen these online. Here's my String Butler, if it's going to focus. There's the String Butler right there, and who knows if it's gonna fix it. But if you're someone that's obviously in a very similar situation to me and you want to know if there's any noticeable difference with these things, I'm about to try it. So let's see how easy it is to fit and how it sounds afterwards. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the strings. So let's get going, removing the strings. I do have a string winder, but for the purpose of the video, that's just going to make it more difficult to film. Okay, so now that the strings are off, I'm going to give it a quick clean. I've got some Fender quick clean fluid. I've not used this guitar in ages, so it needs a bit of a dust. I don't really want to trap any dust under there when I've put the stuff on the String Butler. Beautiful. Right, that's looking better. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is remove these two nuts or bolts on these two tuning pegs, both on the E string. I have a wrench for this that I'm going to use with a size 10 head on it, so let's remove this. But what we want to do is leave the washer underneath. So that's one out. Here comes the second. There's two out. And then according to the instructions, oh, they've even provided their own washers. I'm not sure whether or not I want theirs or mine. Let's have a look, shall we? So that's how it's going to look once done. Let's have a look, see. Okay, so you keep the washer underneath then, okay. Okay, so now that we've removed these two bolts, it's time to place the String Butler in place. I chose a black with chrome because it went best with the headstock. It's just unfortunate that, look, once you've put it on, it kind of covers up the Les Paul aspect of it, but you know, it's just one of those things. If you want to be able to play the guitar, then I guess this is it, obviously if it works. So it looks as though you have it fairly centralized, and then they provide washers which you then stick on top, and then we place the nuts back. I'm not going to do it too tightly at the moment because I want placed them both in fine. Right, they're both in place. So start tightening these up. As I was tightening these nuts back in place, I realised that the string butler wasn't actually completely central, so that's something to watch out for. So I'm just going to try and hold it in place now, as central as I can. And see, let's tighten this up by hand actually to begin with. Just so we can make sure it's as central as possible. I'm just going to tighten this up now. Never really know how tight to make it, so let's leave it at that. That seems fairly solid. So I guess it's time to put the strings back on. Okay, so I've now attached the string butler successfully, as per the instructions. So this is what it looks like. I think I chose well with the black and the chrome. Kind of fits in nicely. As I say, the only thing that I really care about is the fact that it covers over the Les Paul sign on there. But yeah, so let's have a look and see how it does staying in tune. I didn't do a before with how badly this stays out of tune, because we've all been there, we all know it. So if a guitar's out of tune, I don't need to show you, it sounds awful. So yeah, so thanks a lot, Gibson. Obviously I had to pay extra for this, but you know. Okay, so here you can see my Line6 Pod HD500, and this is obviously before me playing. So before with this guitar, it would have just, as soon as I started playing it, it would have gone out of tune, especially the G and the B strings. So let's give it a whiz, see what happens, and we'll have a look and see what the tune is like afterwards. Okay, so I've been playing for a bit now and doing some string bending and stuff, and let's see what it's like. That's the E. That's the A. D's gone ever so slightly out. G's gone ever so slightly out. B is basically there. E's spot on. Now, to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with that, because the G and the B previously would be way out. Like, I'm talking like a semitone, maybe a whole tone. So that's not too bad. And I think it was when I did the original video of the tuning, it was slightly out anyway on the G. So yeah, I'm not too disappointed with that. That's pretty good, to be fair. So as you can see, guys, this actually worked. It stays in tune a lot better than what I ever did before. I'm really happy. It's just a shame that we have to pay extra for Gibson guitars, you know, for them to actually stay in tune. I've never once had a problem with a Fender, Ibanez guitar, my Gretsch. Always stayed in tune, no problems at all. So yeah, you know, if you're going to think about buying one, if you've got some tuning problems, I'd say go for it. Maybe at the end of the day we can bill Gibson for it. I doubt it. But yeah, I'm happy with the result. It's just a shame that obviously you have to spend extra to get a guitar that stays in tune. But yeah, obviously I'll be playing this a lot more now, and playing at gigs and stuff. Obviously I'll be using this guitar a lot more often than what I ever used to. So yeah, I hope this was informative for you guys, but take care and all the best, and see you in my next video. See ya, bye.